everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a fantastic weekend and a safe weekend. That's the really important thing, that your weekend is safe and fantastic. I don't know how some of you are unwinding after last week's presidential election, or I suppose it's nearly 2 weeks ago now by the time most of you are watching this. But it's been hard. So I just want to remind you all to take time out for yourselves and for your family and for your loved ones, and to remind you it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be feeling, different after the election if it wasn't what you had hoped. And I know that many of the people who watch this fall into the other category that was so badly demonized during the presidential campaign. So just, if that was you, welcome, you're safe, all of that stuff. I'll tell you what you all also hear, or even, I'll say that again, I can tell you what it is also here. That's better. And that's muddy. Look at all that mud. Look at all that moisture, all that rain. It has been raining pretty much non-stop all blinking week. Everybody is fed up. The chickens are fed up. Ashley looks like she has been drowned. Hello, Ashley. How you doing, my love? Are you fed up? Yeah, I know. I am feeling the same. She does have fresh bedding. I put it in the other day. She is dry. I have checked. She is dry. She is opting to be outside right now. She has food inside, so she's fine. But it is wet and horrible. And it is wet and ooky in the garden, and everything is just a little... But you know what? That is normal for this time of year. I think last week I had a very kind of circumspect, we just have to keep on going kind of video. And I'm not going to lie, after last week, I did wonder if I was even going to bother working on the garden this coming year. But I think I've decided that, you know what, no matter what, I am actually still going to just prepare my garden and carrying on. If things change, if we are made illegal, which is a possibility under Mr. Trump, then I will deal with that at a later date. I think that's the best way of putting it. But I will tell you, aside from the mud, it looks pretty right now, especially in the mornings. First thing in the mornings and last thing at night when the sunlight catches all these wonderful colours. It does look really wonderful, but everything is just so muddy right now. The dogs are coming inside from their runs and they are muddy, and we're having to kind of rub them down every time they come inside. Otherwise they traipse mud through the house. The chickens are fed up, even the ones in the main coop, because it's wet and it's horrible. They've got food, they've got water, but they're all cold. They're not laying eggs still. I mean, it's still within their normal 8-week window. And look, I don't have them just for eggs. I have them because they're awesome too. Carlie particularly is very frustrated because none of the ladies are interested in his romantic advances at this particular point in time. And things are really not very good. Also, Ortega's, my F-150 Lightning, has decided to stop working for the backup power system, and I've had to send another strongly worded email to Ford. Yeah, there'll be a video coming on the main channel at some point when we know what's happening, but the Ford home integration system has been a real pain in the butt to this point, because it seems to keep breaking at points when it was working. So we've had a couple of power cuts in the last week, short ones, like little blips here and there, maybe a minute at a time. There was one last weekend when my wife was at home. She's been away on a work trip this week, and it's happened a couple of times while she's been away. And it's just frustrating more than anything, because, if the power does go out, we have some resilience, because you can run cables from the back of the truck under the garage door and into the house, and we can run important things like the refrigerator and the server room and all of that stuff, and we can run a heater. It's just really the inconvenience of it all, because we lose the water pump, which means you can't pump water from the well, we can't flush the toilets, we can't use any water in the house, we can't have showers, we can't heat up the water and all of that stuff. But hey, at least it is pretty. I did want to show you this really quickly. I'm going to see if I can do this in a way that doesn't show off my house number. I'm very clever. Look at me. The roses are actually starting to grow now. We've got some fantastic new growth coming on the roses, and also over here, which is wonderful because it means that for what we're doing at the moment, despite everything being pretty gross and horrible, we are now getting some rose growth. And I have been on the lookout even. I can't say words today. I have been on the lookout for, I thought that was a Lucid. It's not, it was a Hyundai. I've been on the lookout for spring growth. We've had a little bit. So my irises have all started to pop up at the front of the house, which is wonderful. I've been keeping my eye out for the spring bulbs, like the snowdrops and the daffodils and the tulips that I planted at the front. None of them have popped up yet. It's a bit early, but it's been so warm that some things have been popping up when they shouldn't be. My parsnips are doing incredibly well. Let me show you these really quickly. The parsnips are really starting to make, they're starting to grow fresh leaves, which is fun, because that indicates they might start producing seeds soon. And at the other end of the garden, let me walk over this way, the broccoli is going to be harvested, I think, this weekend, because I've left it for a pretty long time. I've allowed it to just sit there. But the broccoli, and I'm wearing flip-flops. This is not a good idea, Nikki. The cauliflower here is looking amazing, and the broccoli is looking amazing, and that is a good thing because I really get the love of being able to just, grow my own plants. And for a lot of you talking about, is it worth it? What should we be doing? I will say this, there have been increased cases of salmonella and E. coli and other nasties coming from prepackaged foods in the last couple of months in the US. And we know that under a Trump White House, deregulation is going to be order of the day. That means we're going to see more deregulation in the food world. They've talked about eliminating the majority of government agencies. The FDA could be as part of that as well, or could be gutted. And so that means we're going to see less in the way of regulation that is designed to keep us all safe and designed to keep the food that we eat safe. So, much as last week, I wanted to try and finish on a positive note. Today, I want to try and remind you that, there is a chance to think about what you want to start growing next year. There's a possibility to have like an in-house garden. Hydroponics is now a lot easier than it used to be. There are even hydroponic 3D printed projects online on places like various makerspaces and Thingiverse that allow you to start planning and printing for next year. Obviously, if you're printing, you need to make sure you print with plant-safe plastics. My favourite is PLA because it's biodegradable. But it enables you to start thinking and planning to grow your own food. If you've watched me in this last year enjoy growing my own food, now's the time to think about what you want to do next year. And just as a side note, I literally still have about 2 or 3 pounds of tomatoes in my kitchen that are slowly ripening. Every now and then I have to throw one out, but slowly ripening, that I harvested from my garden at the very end of October. I brought them inside where they were still, they're still green, and they've slowly been ripening up, and I've been eating them, and they're fantastic because those are tomatoes that I grew. I haven't had to buy tomatoes from a supermarket, from a grocery store since June. And we're now in November. That's pretty special. And you can always take part of that in that, even regardless of how big your garden is. Even if you don't have a garden, There are very, very many plants that are coming that will be available as seeds next year that are designed to be grown either in windowsills, inside, on your kitchen window, maybe outside in a little planter. Now's the time to start thinking about what you want to grow. And I will see you this time next week, hopefully with less rain. As always, enjoy the rest of your weekend, stay safe, give someone special a hug. I think we could all use it right about now. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got some thoughts, make sure you leave them in our Discord chat room, our Patreon page, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people who help fund this channel through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure that we can remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers that you can sign up for, from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, just over $10 a year. A huge welcome to our newest supporters: Alan Brim, Jim, Sarah Horlock, full name, Todd Johnson, Roderick, Stuart Despain, Rupert Ronson, Larry Phoenix, Darla, Wendy Kelly Bundenbaum, and Kay. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your moment of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll also find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have a good old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at, address also linked below. And of course, if you're in need of some swag, you'll find our swag store in the down below. We've also got some great content coming up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. We make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the mighty algorithm thinks you'll like this video, but we also think this one is well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving!